This is James from GameFront, and we have an extraordinarily special video coming at you. I'm joined with Danny King from GameFront, and this is the first time we've ever had he's playing, well, he's not actually playing, he's watching from the UK through Parsec, and we're going to see how well it goes. Was that a pretty good intro, Danny? I don't know how that went.
It seems to be working so far. So I'm watching James's PC as if it's in my living room in Manchester, in the United Kingdom. It's a bit crazy, but yeah, hopefully it works.
I don't think I even mentioned we're playing Watchdog Legions. Is it Legions or Legion?
It's Watch Dogs Legion, and yes, it does help to mention the game that you're playing in your intros.
Yeah.
So.
I have only played probably about an hour, maybe 2 hours worth of Watch Dogs, plural, 1. And it was a lot of fun. I don't know what happened, why I didn't play more of it. And you, on the other hand, have you beaten Watch Dogs Legion?
Yeah, I've beaten Watch Dogs, Watch Dogs 2, Watch Dogs Legion. I'm a bit of a nut for the Watch Dogs series, so yeah, I would say you probably didn't finish Watch Dogs 1 because it's kind of a bit boring, if I'm honest. Like the story.
I really was riveted because it was Chicago.
Yeah, the setting's great. Like Chicago is great. My favourite is Watch Dogs 2 because that's set in San Francisco and it's just got this really upbeat kind of atmosphere about it, and the characters are really fun and stuff. So 2's my favourite. This is great though. Watch Dogs Legion's good, and obviously it's a British game set in Britain, so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's set in London, so that's why we're doing it, James. Because like I'm your tour guide.
You Britain, really are going to be an expert on many levels here in this video. I'm excited. I'm going to hit the new game if you're cool with it.
Let's boot it up. Let's do it.
Oh, it's
now we've got some important choices
to
make.
Permadeath
yeah, we've
mode?
got some. Yeah, so let me explain because you've got an important choice to make. So,
okay,
in this game, you don't play as one character. You play as a load of different characters, and you can recruit any NPC that you see in the street or whatever into your gang, and you can play as any of them. Now, if you put permadeath mode on, if your player dies, that character is dead. Like,
and
they don't
that
come back.
Character would have probably upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, so each character has their own special abilities and stuff like that, and different weapons and stuff. So if that character dies, that character dies. But you can carry on playing the game because you just move on to another character that you've recruited. But if you kill all of your characters, then the game ends, and that's it. You have to start again from the beginning.
I gotta be honest. I really want to do permadeath. What's iron?
Yeah, so iron. So yeah, so this is the second part of the choice. So if you put it on, then if you find it's getting a bit too tough for you, you can wimp out and turn it off. If you turn Iron Man on, then you're stuck with it and you can't turn it off. So my instinct would say the viewers would probably want Iron Man.
What?
But it's up to you.
All right, I'll do Iron Man, but could we do it then in the easy difficulty? No. I'm just wondering. I don't want to make it so we go like a whole deep distance into this game and then all of a sudden we have to start back from the beginning. What are the odds that that's going to happen to me?
It's possible, but if we recruit a few characters early on, have a few in the bank just in case things get a little bit rough, and you know, with me guiding you as well, I think we'll be okay on normal difficulty on Iron Man. It's up to you if you want to check it out and go on.
My heart's racing really fast because I know this is scary, but I'm gonna go with it. You're right. I don't know if you've realized it, but sometimes, like, I've been known to die as many as, I don't know, a dozen times in a walkthrough. Maybe sometimes.
Yeah, I
more.
appreciate that we're taking a bit of a risk, and I understand that it's probably. I think there's going to be split opinions on this. Some people are going to say yes, we need to do it because that makes it fun. Other people are going to say, oh my god, what are you doing?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
It's going to be done in one video. But
I mean, if it's done in one video, then I guess it's not all lost. What I'm afraid of is we go in like, I don't know how many videos we're going to do. Maybe we don't like it. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's not. But if we go like 30 hours deep and then we got to start back at scratch, well, it's going to be tough. Is there only one save slot?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
Yeah, it's a rough day. It's a rough day at the office, I know. But
well, this is what makes us professional, right?
Exactly, we're professionals, professional gamers, and I think it's fair to say if we get like so many hours in and we die, and the game is over and we can't go back, then I think we just end the series at that point. To be fair,
I don't know if I would use the word fair, Danny. I would say to be tragically sad that we would just end the playthrough, but that's life and death.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a permadeath series. That's what we're doing now. That's the choice you've made.
What other games did you play through this on permadeath at all?
I've played it through on permadeath normal, and I was okay. It took me about 9 days to complete it. So, if my tuition is any good, we should have this wrapped up in about 9-10 episodes. If my tuition is crap, then we'll be here until this time next year. But looking at the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough, that's a possibility. But
hey, careful! I'm a little sensitive about that. What was I gonna say? Have you played any other games that were permadeath?
You know what? No, I'm not big on permadeaths, so I can't say I've played a lot on permadeath.
I'm a big fan of permadeath. I've played I've played Wastelanders with permadeath, I think is one of them. I've played quite a few. They're usually role-playing games that are like turn-based, so you don't have to make split-second decisions.
Yes, that makes sense.
But I love the aspect of it. Like, have you played Darkest Dungeon? Or is it Darkest Dungeon? That's what it's called, right?
Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, it rings a bell. I don't think I've played a lot of it though, to be honest. So
it's a side-scrolling kind of like RPG game, but it is turn-based, and you name it, and you'll name all your friends in there as the people that you're like dungeon party are with. But once they die, and they die a lot.
Yes, so that's kind of similar to what we're doing here, I suppose. Although hopefully we don't die a lot.
I'm really hoping not to die a lot. I'm a bit nervous. I don't want to be the reason that we can't finish this walkthrough.
London.
What
a town.
So
history around
this opening bit of the game is a bit of a tutorial, and the first character you start
serving up
with
a
is
pint and a smile.
A throwaway
all that
character
music,
anyway, because
theatre and art,
and
multiculturalism,
without spoiling it.
and
So
the world's oldest underground.
don't worry too much
Tube.
about dying in the first
The class
few,
of cities, really. Top shelf stuff. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
That is mighty kind of them. I'm actually having a hard time hearing you, and it's not your fault. The game audio is just way loud, and I don't want to tab over while the opening intro's coming, so just warning you.
Fair enough. Well, we'll just sit in silence and watch the video. The James Bond inspired opening, as I said in my live stream. So. Did you see IO Interactive have announced today that they're doing a new James Bond game?
I did not see that. That's awesome.
Plenty of your flying friends about.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for that.
Fucking hell.
It's going to get compared to GoldenEye, like most James Bond games do, but
I mean, it's still, I think it's the best ever
time to waste.
James Bond game.
Yes, ma'am.
I never really got into any other James Bond game afterwards.
Yeah, GoldenEye is a classic. Like, you just cannot beat GoldenEye.
I'm in.
But these, a James Bond game from the Hitman developers. I think
you haven't
that's
brushed off, I might. Ever
that
consider leaving these security threats to the authorities?
That's rich, Bagley. The government would sooner arrest us for trying to help than actually do something useful.
We'll have to sort this one on our own.
Carefully, Dalton.
Bagley, are you detecting a little worry in Sabine's voice?
Brilliant. Asking the computer about feelings. This explains so much.
Shut it, you two, and get to work.
There she is.
All right, let me turn the audio of the game down. I should have anticipated that.
It'll be in, there you go, audio and language. So, did you follow the plot a bit there? Because I realized I was kind of...
It's not your fault. It was so loud that I was kind of having a hard time concentrating on it anyways. So if you could fill me in, that would be appreciated. And let me take a quick look. All right, good. My capture device is still recording. All right, so what is the story here?
So the basics of what's happening at the moment is that we're part of like a hacking sort of freedom fighting group called DedSec, and they're currently being framed we're about to get framed for the bombing of Parliament. So some unknown group has put a load of bombs into Parliament, and we're kind of trying to get in to hack it and stop the bombs going off and save the day, basically. So that's kind of what's happening at the moment. Yeah, it's not an original idea, because I don't know if Americans kind of know, but you know Guy Fawkes and the whole
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, bombing of Parliament. Yeah, so it's kind of a riff on that, I think. So,
oh, cool. Yeah. I like that.
That hurt you more than it hurt
me.
me.
So I suppose I should start teaching you the game, really. So.
Well, that part was like pretty tutorial.
Yeah, this is a tutorial, so it's going to guide you through it. But basically, in Watch Dogs, you've got two ways you can play. You can either, well, the best way to do it is by being stealthy, scouting ahead, kind of arming traps, and you know, trying not to get caught. You can go in like combat and guns blazing and stuff, but you will find yourself potentially getting killed a lot if you do that. So, I would suggest, especially since we're playing on permadeath, that we want to sort of go with the stealth.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I also feel like stealth is the real life magic build. Like if you're gonna, I like playing with magic, obviously, and in this game I don't think there's gonna be much magic, but stealth might be the magic version.
Well, this kind of is, because like you've got gadgets and hacks and stuff you can do, and that's kind of like your magic. So it makes sense. Yeah, so Beta Vault. And then you can just jump down there.
I'm trying to think of what game it is that I've been playing where you can press a button, just see the people through the walls. I keep wanting to like know where the next enemy is.
So you can kind of do that with this. So I'll kind of explain it to you. So if you click in the right stick, you'll see how everything kind of went like that. And what that'll do is it'll highlight any hackable objects, it'll highlight any guards and stuff that are in your field of view, and then you'll be able to sort of pinpoint them on a radar. What you can also do is you can also use it to, so like when you click in your when you click in your right stick, see that security camera on the wall, it'll highlight that to you, and then you can press left bumper to hack the camera. So
hijack or attract? I probably want to hijack it, right?
Yep. And then you can use that then to kind of scout ahead. So now you can, so if you click your stick in again, it'll like highlight that guard. And you can view all the, so you see how he's got a red halo around him now? That kind of means that you've got him tagged.
Yeah.
This kind of becomes more important later on, really, because there's only a couple of guards here, but it's useful when you're going into a big area, so you can scout ahead, look everywhere. Sorry, my voice went then. Tag guards and stuff, and then you've got the lay of the land before you go in, which is quite useful. So yeah, you can hijack that camera to look ahead there.
I guess so maybe because it's behind. Oh, I'm using the right button. That's what's the problem.
Yeah, left bumper. You can just tap it to quickly access the most common option. So rather than holding and pressing hijack, if you just tap left bumper, it'll just instantly hijack the camera, if that makes sense. So you see how that box there is a trap. So if you left bumper on there.
I should have probably held it.
No, that's fine because he was standing next to it anyway. So when you arm the trap, it was going to trigger anyway. So that takes that guard out, if that makes sense. So you've got one less person to deal with.
So my goal is to find where this basically door lock is marched to, or like. Right.
So you can see it in the distance there. You see the red box on the wall over there?
Oh, so that's the box right there, huh?
Yeah. So what I would do is, I'll try not to sort of hold your hand too much, but just to explain in this tutorial, that guard in front of you there, you can just sneak up behind him and do a takedown.
Yeah.
Because he's not looking in your direction. So if you just sneak up behind him, it should give you an option to take down with the X button.
Not so bad.
Lovely.
I could have probably zapped him, right? Oh,
yeah,
can I wear that mask?
I don't know if you can steal his mask. You can get different masks that you can find throughout the game world.
I imagine, but I see like all the masks that I've seen on the boxes right in here.
Yeah, they're the different ones you can equip. So once you get out of the tutorial, yeah, you can choose one of those masks. That's fine. Cool. Don't worry, James. So now you want to head over to where that box is.
Physically I got to be there. I can't hack that from a distance.
Yeah. So some hacks you can do remotely, and some you have to be like a physical hack. So you have to either go there yourself, or you also get like a little spider bot drone that you can hack and use that to do physical hacks as well. But if you press, there you go, perfect. What you could also do is, if you're not sure, yeah, you see how it had like a distract option. You can also make the phone ring.
We've got loads of dead set gear
and that distracts them for a second.
Why do you suppose that is?
Sneaks and takedowns and stuff.
How did they get their hands on it?
I don't know.
Very good.
But someone wants to make it look like DedSec was here.
Shit. You need to proceed with extreme caution, Dalton.
So
but I can't hack that drone right there.
Men in black anyway.
No, not at the moment. You'll be able to hack drones in a bit.
I just want to be max level at the beginning of the game. I'll have to wait for it.
Yeah, there is going to be a. We'll come on to it in a little bit, but there is going to be a question there as well about what strategy we want to take. Because we can either spend a lot of time early in the game kind of leveling up and getting new abilities and stuff, or we can just go with the flow and just do it.
The entire place is rigged to blow.
So that's another decision you're going to have to make.
Canisters. Bagley, is that?
It might be worth doing a little bit of grinding early on, just because
can you locate a detonator, Bagley?
you're playing on permadeath.
Not exactly, but there's a device streaming a fuckload of
can,
encrypted data from the floor above you.
Be up to you.
Yeah, that fits the bill. On my way.
Yeah, I think doing the grinding now will save us a lot of trouble later.
What is this filthy rubbish?
Yeah, we can spend an episode. Doing a bit of grinding. So, yeah, one other tip for you before I just leave you to it.
Okay.
It's useful just to stay hooked to as many walls and barriers. So you know where you press B to crouch and look into cover. Just stay in cover as much as you can. It helps so much. Like just move around using cover. So like moving over there, I would just snap straight into the cover over there and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see how you get on with this room without me interfering. I want to see if you've learned anything.
I think I have. Let's see. Oh, great.
Their profiles are heavily encrypted. No identifying information.
Ghosts in this system.
Okay,
so
that didn't go the way.
Question: did James learn anything? The answer to that question is no.
Whoa! Whoa. Well, the good news is I think I was able to handle the mistake I made.
All around the bombs.
Yeah, that was fine. It's just you don't want to get into those mistakes.
If you get to that detonator first.
I agree.
If you can help it, like sometimes it's unavoidable, right? So like sometimes you're always going to find yourself in that situation. But
Danny, would you have considered that an unavoidable situation?
No, I would have said that was very avoidable. I'd say the two things you did wrong is there was quite a few opportunities to just do a few takedowns and you didn't take them.
Well, what I wanted to do is I thought that if I distracted the one guy with the phone, then I could just knock the other guy out. But since he was looking at me, it was not the same kind of knockout.
Yeah, you let them get a bit too close to each other. And that was good. So the second thing is, using the phone. So if someone's going to come towards you or they're walking towards you and you feel like you're going to get discovered, then distraction is really useful because you can just stop them in the tracks for a few seconds, and while they're looking at the phone you can approach them from any angle and do a takedown. So distract is quite useful. Just remember that once you use something like distract,
it doesn't work again.
It has a bit of a cooldown period, so you can't use it again for another 30 seconds or whatever it is.
That makes sense.
But yeah, in a pinch it's really useful to use distract.
Well, it wasn't perfect, but I'd say I got at least a B in the first area.
Yeah, you're doing all right, James. Don't worry. I'm a bit of a harsh teacher, so I apologise in advance if I come across as a bit critical.
Whoever these men in black are, they've got brass bollocks to set up in the centre.
Do you know where this is, by the way?
I would say this is at no, I have no idea.
So you're Mr. News Brief, man. You should know that.
Is this the Parliament?
This is the House of Commons. This is Parliament. Yes.
They don't really teach us that much about foreign politics, at least when I went to school.
Interesting. Where do you live? North Korea? Or...
No, I mean it's slightly possible that part of the problem was I was a bad student, but I don't believe they really taught us much about over like any work. I mean, that's kind of the American thing. We really learn a lot about ourselves, and we're super important, and everything else is like different shades of gray of not as important.
I found the detonator.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair...
Well, I don't think it's right. It's just that I'm a product of my society.
Yes, you are, but sadly, I'm
No,
locked out.
I suppose the House of Commons then is a bit like Congress.
The House of
where
Congress, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Parliament,
so
is
it's
that
where-
similar to the Senate for us?
Be quick about it.
The House of Lords is a bit like the Senate, and they both live
Bagley,
within
what do you
Parliament.
think?
So Parliament is like the system, if that makes sense. So it's a parliamentary system.
Well, that may complicate matters.
So the way I suppose
use
it's
them or
difficult to
not?
explain
Of course I
politics in
can, but I
detail.
might also trip another fail-safe and vaporize you. So
It's
fair
not
warning.
quite the same
Expect
because
this
it
to draw
works
some
differently
attention your
from
way, Doctor.
presidential system, which is what you guys.
I'm
use.
counting on it.
Yeah.
Company at our back door.
But in essence, it's where the elected officials from each region
Dalton,
sit.
we've
So
got
you
some
know,
heat
like you
here
get
at
the elected
HQ.
congressman or
How long is this
whatever.
going to take, Bagley?
It's
Depends how often
It's
you
like-
interrupt me with questions.
All right, everyone. Faces on.
and it's
guns
also where
out.
the guy who shouts "Order, order" would sit
About to
in his
get
big
you.
chair.
Fuck.
So you're gonna have to do a bit of shooty now, James.
Okay. I'm great at that.
You're good at doing headshots, right?
Headshots only, bruh.
Headshots are the key. I wanna see
Actually, I
headshots.
played a lot of Red Dead, and my headshots did get a lot better. So am I just gonna start popping these guys?
Yep, I would.
Bagley, update.
Does help.
Let's
There
just
are
say
a
I'm
few
functioning
traps on the sides as well,
White
so you
House
can arm
sophisticated
them
this
if you want
anti-tamper
to.
security
if you
is.
get an
Still
opportunity.
working.
But I'd wait until you get shot
Oh my god.
Close.
Stay
How
in
fast
cover
is it?
for
Now
a
wading through
second,
terabytes of
because
decoy
yeah,
code
that's the
for the
problem in this game.
detonation
This is why you don't want to get into fights and shootouts, because the gunplay in it's like you'll get damaged quite quickly, and yeah, if you get into a gunfight, it's you got to run away or you get basically, unless it's just one person and you get the upper hand on them. But yeah, gunfights are not good in this. You have to do this gunfight though, because it's like a tutorial for gunfights. But
I'm sorry. It's too intense.
you're doing well. You're doing well. You
Okay.
can use disrupt as well to distract them for a second while the.
Like this guy's gonna answer a phone call if I disrupt him?
No, when you're in combat, the disrupt option kind of puts a load of feedback into the audio earpiece. So it
Oh,
kind of
that's a
makes
lot
them-
better. I was like, I won't believe it if they're gonna answer their call from their ma.
Stranger things have happened though, James. I don't know
Doctor,
about
I
you,
need your
but it
physical
worries me
appendages
the
now.
situations
Yeah.
that people tend to answer the phones.
All
like
right.
that, yeah. You did very
That
well.
wasn't
mate.
so bad,
That was,
right?
That was good. That was very good.
There are 3
I have to give
slots
all
on
credit
one
to
of
Red
the
Dead. I've
receiver.
been playing a lot of that, and
Controller wire.
headshots are pretty important
No,
there.
I'm fucking not. Pull the
I
wire.
felt so bad because you said to Morgan at the beginning of the Dark Souls video the other day that
This
you
gets
were
me blown up.
doing a lot of daily challenges and stuff because you want to come right with the posse, and I don't think you've actually ridden since the last time we.
I know.
the live
I got
stream,
so busy. I got so busy after that, but I
That
did
wasn't
go
so
like
bad, was it?
32 days logging in
you
and doing
bastard.
dailies.
You're going to give me a bloody heart attack then.
I think we need to do another Red Dead Online live stream at some stage.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm dying to. I'm good at it now too.
Here's Parliament is not the only target. More bombs are going live as we speak.
On screen, Bagley.
Now we need to get the word out. Those sites need to
So
be
it turns
evacuated.
out that they've placed bombs in loads of places and not just part of them.
But my sister's at the town conference.
That was nice of them.
We have to do something.
Wow, that guy really aged in the face area and not in the neck area.
If you can reach it,
I can shut it all down.
Yeah, because all the characters are like random generators. All the NPCs you play as and stuff like that. Some of the combinations you get are a little bit strange, and sometimes the voices really don't match the faces, but you'll see what I mean.
That's pretty funny. Alright, so hold the sprint, reach the roof. Where's the roof? Am I supposed to see some sort of a marker here?
You will when the minimap unlocks, but for the minute there's no minimap, so you want to head through the door that's open on the other side.
Oh, well, I thought I came from over here.
No, you came from behind. So this is like the main lobby of Parliament, and you see the door in front of you, which you can't actually open.
I need him for the transmitter.
That would be where the House of Lords is.
If they get him, they get everything.
Have you been to this place in person?
Yeah, I've been in this lobby part.
I'll do it the old-fashioned way.
This is like a public space, so anyone can go in there.
Do it, Sabine, and get the hell out of there.
Check it out. And this tends to be like when you get reporters and stuff reporting on the news.
Okay.
Like they tend
Bagley's
to
down.
hang out in this
You're on
part
your
of the
own.
building. Anyway, you want it. So this is like hacking. So
It won't.
yeah, you want to basically
where the rally point.
download on that,
promise.
which is going to give you like the key card for the door.
Look,
Okay, that makes sense. What's that thing? Oh.
I don't know. It's like a weird little mini desk camera. I don't know what they're about, but they exist.
Alright,
This
so
is
now
kind of
I
set in
have
the
the
near
key.
future, so yeah, so you can open the door. Just as a heads up, there are a few guards waiting for you.
Oh, I didn't do that. Alright.
I need backup.
Got him. What is the logo above their head? Is that just that they're alerted?
Yeah, so so you see the logo above his head, which has got like the gold. I don't know
Like
what you'd say, like the United
wings
Nations
almost?
logo around it. Yeah, those are commanders, and they're able to call reinforcements. So when you're going into a situation, they're the best ones to take out quietly first, because they can call for backup. If they don't have that icon above the head, then they can't call for backup. So you can just, if you get into a one-on-one with them, it doesn't matter as much because they're not going to radio in for support. If that makes sense.
That is pretty useful info.
Yes. That is why I'm here. I'll try and be useful.
How far away is Manchester from here?
About 200 and so miles, so maybe about 2 or 3 hours driving, about 2 hours on the train, something like that. So, London's kind of like at the bottom of the country, and Manchester's somewhere in the middle.
But Manchester's a pretty big city, right?
Yeah, Manchester's a lot like London. It looks very similar, so... The only difference is London is just on a bigger scale, so it goes out a lot further. And obviously being the capital, so
The fuck are you?
it gets a bit more investment than Manchester does, but generally it's the same.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen. You're here to help us with some important work.
Important work. Killing thousands of...
Exactly. To save the world. You do know Londoners have died before, hmm? The plague, the Great Fire, the Blitz. It's not much fun. But destruction is always the cure. And it begins today. 0 day.
What is the day in V for Vendetta? Is it on November 5th or something? What is it?
Yeah, November 5th, because it's, remember the 5th of November, because it's Guy Fawkes Day, which is kind of what's happening here, so, yeah.
Oh, I love the opening of the game. Let me tab over really quick because I want to turn your volume up. I turned you down originally, but that was before we were playing the game, so I want you a little louder.
In London, authorities are asking residents to remain in their homes as the situation continues.
But I'll wait for the video.
We have received no official casualty total.
We'll just enjoy the cutscene while we wait.
Series of candlelight vigils that brought closure to thousands of families and indeed to an entire city. London is now laser.
It's funny because
CEO of private military company
this is obviously a work of fiction, but with COVID and the national lockdowns and stuff, this game feels very very close to home at the moment. It's almost like we live in a bit of a martial law state at the moment, but yeah.
And drones are being used more and more by, authorities.
Enabled by the use of technologies initially
actually, I think they are using drones at the moment to kind of find gatherings and stuff like that.
It does not surprise me.
Yeah, it's a kind of a scary situation. Yeah. This is kind of set in the future and it's a bit fanciful, but it's also very close to home at the same time. It's a bit, it's a bit uncomfortable.
That's Big Ben? No. What is that clock?
Yeah. Well,
it is Big Ben.
I think it's called Elizabeth Tower or something like Big Ben. Like they call it Big Ben, but Big Ben is the bell, if that makes sense.
So, is there really advertisements on the sides of that? Kind of like it is down in Times Square?
No, it's kind of been covered with propaganda in the game. Part of the game, or one of the mini games, is to go around removing those bits of propaganda to restore it to how it is in real life, if that makes sense. So we can actually...
That does. I was going to be really disappointed if they really hung like LCD screens all over it. It's like, why would you destroy something so beautiful?
Yeah, I agree, but I am also ashamed to say that when Brexit happened, Boris had a big projection on the side of it with a countdown to when we were exiting the EU and stuff. It was
oh my gosh.
So this is what I'm saying. Like in the last couple of years, this game it's kind of a bit more true to life than it should be, to be honest. But there you go. Yeah, so this little spider bot is something you can use to explore around for you. You can send it ahead and you can use it to do hacks and stuff. So spider bots are quite useful. So if you press A to jump, we've got quite a good jump on them.
Okay.
So if you press Y on the vents, it'll crawl it through vents and stuff. So you can use it to get into buildings and stuff like that.
Next, I have Crypto King. Do you feel
Alright.
safer using a pseudonym? Everyone should. Why make it easier for them to track you? And now we've seen what they're capable of and how far
Don't jump in there, James.
I was tempted. I was tempted. Did you jump into it the first time?
I jumped into the fiery pit of doom, yeah. Yeah.
It looks so welcoming, like, oh, you are definitely supposed to go over here.
Yeah, I literally was about to say it's so inviting that I just immediately went whee into the fiery pit of doom. But,
and what do you suggest we do, Crypto King? Go underground. Deep enough, no electric signal can get you. It's the only way. Well, thank you to all of our callers today, and thank you for tuning in and scouting for the truth along with me. Next week,
so interesting fact, the building that you're in at the moment is in real life called the BT Tower.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a large telecoms tower that was erected in the 1950s, I want to say. And I think it was the place where they made the first transatlantic telephone call by satellite.
Oh, really?
I believe so. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's true. If it's not, then I'm lying and whatever. But yeah, you can see all of London from up here. So this is
really
how big
awesome.
the map is, by the way. So you can see all the way over to the right where the big triangle building is that we call the Shard. All there, all the way around. Like it's a pretty big map, like, and it's fairly representative of London. Like it's pretty realistic. So.
And I am king of all I can see, wherever shadows don't land, or what is it?
I can't remember the exact quote, but yeah, oh, James.
Am I not supposed to be just dropping down? Am I supposed to be up there?
So you see where the yellow
arrow's going?
Pointing? Yeah, that is like your objective. So if you look there, you still, yeah, you just want to do that. There we go.
This reminds me of Assassin's Creed with those, like, whatchamacallit, Eagle Scout places.
Yep.
Is that basically what you're doing? Going to a bunch of communication towers, or no?
But there's a candidate.
No, you only do it this once.
Looks like you're DedSec's best hope.
We're just finding your first recruit, basically. So this is going to be your next major choice, which is who you want your first recruit to be. That guy looks exactly like me. Like,
that's weird.
I'm not saying pick him, but I'm just saying
I'm taking him.
He's
I'm
close.
taking him. He
No. Oh,
what did I do? What did I do?
Well, you didn't take any time to look at what their abilities were, what he was.
Oh.
His ability's okay, to be fair. He's got a pistol he can use, basically.
There wasn't anything I was gonna. He looks just like you, Danny. I wasn't gonna not take him. If I could change it, then yeah, I made a mistake. But if it was just what you see is what you get, then I stand by my choice.
I see what Morgan was telling me now. He warned me about this. He said, be careful with him. He will just do things.
Listen, Morgan doesn't.
On a whim.
Morgan's a delusional human being. He doesn't get it. We're having a symbiotic relationship here, Danny. That was just one choice. You get to make the next choice.
All right. I'll rephrase it. I know what Zach was telling me now when he said, be careful with James. You don't know what he's like. You know he's going to just make impulsive decisions.
Oh, they're all talking about it, aren't they? Okay. So where should we make Danny walk now?
If you're still committed to the cause,
you're probably going to want a car, and there's one conveniently there waiting for you, so you could always take that one.
Oh wait, you guys you drive on the other side, don't you?
Yeah, so we drive on the left side of the road. Well, this is a one-way street, so you can do whatever you want here.
I was gonna say it looks like it's the right side of the road.
Yeah, one thing to know about London is it's full of one-way systems, so it's kind of frustrating like that. It's a nightmare driving around London. The traffic is murder in rush hour. I think you're going the wrong way down
microphone
one
kind
way.
of blocks. I was, yeah. My microphone kind of blocks my view of the mini-map.
That's helpful.
So who is that is marked on my mini-map? Is that a person? The white
so when you see a
taxi.
little icon like that, it's the police, or Albion as they're called. They're like a private military that have taken over the police. So he's upset with someone or something. Don't run into him.
Nothing to do with me.
No,
okay, my screen is having a little bit of problems. It looks like I'm going the wrong way. I don't know what's graphically wrong with my computer. Alright, I'm going to probably have to tune down the graphics because it's struggling a little.
Yeah, it's storing a little bit on my end as well, actually, so you might want to turn. If you go in the graphics options a second.
Alright, let me just park up here. This is where people usually park in emergency, right?
Yeah, we normally just throw it anywhere and stick the hazards on. Yeah, go on video. And scroll right down to... go on the quality tab, actually, sorry.
Where is it? Oh, I didn't see the tabs.
Yeah, right bumper, sorry, left bumper.
Just do medium, it should be okay, right?
Yeah, I was going to say either that or you can do you can turn the internal resolution down. so you can scale it down a bit. I'd probably leave shadows on medium. I'd probably headlight shadows I wouldn't turn on because they're a bit intensive.
Reflections to low. Motion blur.
Yeah,
I don't even like
be.
motion blur. Bloom I like, but does that do a lot of damage to my?
No, I'd leave bloom on it. It look a bit crap otherwise. Definitely leave ray tracing off.
Yes.
Unless you want to have a very bad day at the office.
Yeah. What about anti-aliasing?
Yeah, you can try just putting FXAA on maybe. See how that goes. That might help. To be honest, though, I mean, I've got a 38 year at this point, and even on that, it's awful. Like the frame rate is no good, especially if you turn ray tracing on. It's not playable.
Auto drive now enabled.
Well, the problem is now I don't have any screen, so I got to go back and change something.
Yeah, I was going to say something weird was happening there.
Yeah, let's see. Geometry?
The only thing I can think of that would cause that would be the anti-aliasing option. I can't think of anything else.
Oh, yeah. I can just turn that off, right?
You can try it off. It'll look a bit jaggy, but... There we go.
And how about VSync? Should I put VSync on?
If you don't like tearing, James, then I would put VSync on. That is a personal preference, I'd say.
I would like it on. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to the performance.
No, I think you're good putting VSync on. You can tell we've prepared for this stream in advance. This video.
Well, I wanted to come into this pretty much. I want to call it a blind playthrough. I don't know if blind playthroughs are still the way that you're allowed to call it. All right. So...
I'd say you've gone into it fairly blind, so that sounds fair.
It seems to me like every single road. Okay, this one I guess goes where I want to head.
So what you can do is if you press star button and go on the menu, or not the star button, sorry, press the select button or whatever the equivalent is. You can actually,
I can get the GPS.
Yeah, and it'll be on the road, so you can just follow the lines.
That makes sense. It's nice of them to bank that so I can see it better.
Counter-terrorism.
Yeah, Ubisoft to consider it like that.
Oops! How bad is that? Am I going to be in trouble for that?
Intelligence response.
Potentially, yes. So here's an interesting thing about this game. Because you can recruit any NPC, potentially you've killed like the brother or sister of somebody you might want to recruit further down the line. It's really fascinating. This game is so crazy because every single NPC in the game is a person with a name, a job, a schedule. You can follow them. They'll do what it says they're going to do in their schedule. They have relationships. They have brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So if you kill somebody's brother or sister accidentally by running them over and you then want to recruit that person, you're going to have a tougher time doing it because you've killed their sibling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, but it's also kind of annoying because it's quite easy to kill pedestrians because they're
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You will have to do the manual override.
Secret passages and hidden bases. Oh,
so you've got a choice here, James. You can either do the hacking minigame to get into the door, or we can play a game of darts and I can teach you how to play darts.
Alright, I'll play darts.
Let's play darts. So you walk up to the dartboard. I think you can play darts.
I don't want to get in front of this lady that's playing darts.
Yeah, first rule of darts, don't stand in front of somebody throwing a dart. You might actually have to do this first before you can play darts.
It looks like I do have to. Okay,
so if you press hack on the door panel.
Okay. Rotate the nodules. Oh.
So the aim of the game is to get the line to be blue all the way up to the door panel, if that makes sense. So if you look behind you,
So I can make this one go. How do I do it?
So if you look behind the bar, just where that guy's standing.
Okay.
To your left, see how there's a blue bit coming from, from the wall? And you can just rotate that around.
Okay. And then I gotta rotate it. This is a simple puzzle. I thought I could change the one that was right over here. So
yeah, so there's another one you have to do.
Oh.
See there? Yep. And that unlocks that one, and now you can open the door, I think.
All right.
One of Sabine's, are you? I'll see you downstairs later then.
I've just realised that there's music playing in the background, which is probably copyright. And we're not going to monetize this series, but
should I turn the music off? Nah, yeah, you're right. If we're not monetizing it,
should we just? Yeah, let's risk it for a chocolate biscuit and see how we get on, I suppose. If it gets taken down, then we'll have to just re-record the whole thing from scratch.
Oh, there was a little flash there I could see through. So I just walk on in, huh?
Yep, and then pull the little pipe on the radiator.
I physically got to do that.
Open sesame.
You see how the voice does not match your character at all?
Yeah, it sounds much more like you than I expected it to.
It sounds nothing like me, to be fair. That guy was like, hello, I'm the Baby Sham man. You know what I mean? Like, he was very...
did you hear that they... I didn't read the article, and I actually haven't read... You sent me hot off the press start today, so you might cover this. But I think the Unity engine does artificial voices now. Did you hear about this?
I didn't hear about that, but that's quite interesting. What?
Guess not.
So is like a text-to-speech, or...
It's typical American. I only know the headline. So it might not even be Unity. Somebody has started doing artificial voices, and they're able to replicate human voices. And it just was something that I read as I was going through something yesterday.
It's not good enough, this, James. You know what I mean? You're the host of Brief News Brief.
Yeah.
You host the hot off the press start. I come to you for my news, James. I expect you to know the story behind the headline.
Well, typically before I report something, I would know it. But right now, I'm just casually mentioning it because I thought maybe you'd know about it.
The government has extended Albion's
to be fair, I don't, but it's something I'll look into once we've finished here, I think, because that does sound pretty interesting.
Now, extending Albion's contract.
See that green
to me,
thing,
it's pretty scary.
Dog, let's call it Nigel for the sake of argument, that attacks you every single day.
So basically, these are what you call tech points, and they're like used to unlock new abilities and stuff like that. So that's the thing we might want to go around. It looks like you've already picked it up because it stopped glowing. So you would.
Like a footballer.
Well, basically, we might want to spend a bit of time going around collecting those because we can use them to level up our abilities a little bit, which might make it a bit easier.
But still, violent crime, a record low. Although I imagine that probably.
So I'm listening to a bug of somebody. Am I supposed to pick these up? Or are they important?
Either themselves or via.
They're not important. They're just collectibles that you find around the world. I wouldn't waste too much time on them because.
Yeah, they're a little distracting.
Yeah, the main objectives are the ones that are highlighted with the yellow marker. So.
And this is the phone booth that you can travel through time on. Is that what this is?
Yeah. So it's Doctor Who's TARDIS.
Yes.
It basically is Doctor Who's TARDIS, but obviously it's been modified just enough to get away with the trademark.
That is pretty
trademark
funny.
issues, but. Yeah.
Food, not drones.
Cool.
I love it. So should I, when you said I should pick up these points, should I start doing that now or should we hit this next objective?
No, we gotta finish the tutorial mission first, so we'll do it.
So I didn't know if there was like some, they're not right here.
They're not all in here, no, they're spread out all across London, so we've got to be a bit sneaky about finding them.
No dead DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
And you'll have to explain my untimely demise to Sabine.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
All right. Is there a way for me now that it's too late anyways to see what kinds of skills this character has?
Yeah, so if you press the select button again.
All right.
Yes,
and
another one.
Go on
and then
to
data?
your... No, there's usually a team option, but I think because we're still in the tutorial, it's not showing up yet. But yeah, we'll be able to check it later. I think his ability was basically a pistol, so not a terrible ability, but probably not the one we'd have chosen for the strategy that we're going with. But you know, picking on appearance is fine. It is. I mean,
I can't listen to anybody tell me I can't pick appearance when I've been dealing with dark fashion souls with Morgan. It seems.
I'm reconnected to the network.
Yeah, I have to admit that your Zachary Dant character is interesting.
Terrorist group responsible for deadly bombings in London. Dalton Wolf dead.
I mean, I'm no expert on Dark Souls, but even I know that it's.
That's the shape of it. What I want to know is
it's
if
not
it
an
wasn't
optimal
DedSec who did the bombings. Who was it?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton, well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved.
Have we decided what we're playing after Dark Souls 2?
I don't know for sure.
Sabine is requesting a video call.
It's definitely up for debate. I kind of want to start Red Dead soon. I started playing through single player, and I almost feel like I might have missed the moment for Red Dead, and it might just be an online streaming type of game.
Yeah, potentially. There's been a lot of demand for Demon Souls, Bloodborne as well.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice.
There's so many good games coming out at the moment. You've got like this, you've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk comes out next month.
The problem with Demon Souls and Bloodborne is that I can't do a pass and play with that. Because it wouldn't be something we could use Parsec for.
How did you make it out?
But I might do that single player just all by myself.
The city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition hit would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
DedSec is about as popular as the plague these days.
Your facial hair is better,
Danny. You know
Danny.
I do anything for you, but fucking hell.
Thank you.
Sabine,
that's a little rough right there.
If anyone knows anything about risks, it's me.
Yeah, turning the graphics down probably didn't help with the old facial hair, but never mind.
London is in a death spiral.
Don't you think his voice is far too low for his face, though? Like,
it does sound like what they did is they just took his regular voice acting and just slowed it down or like changed the pitch. That's probably how they got so many different voices.
Yeah, I wonder if they do that.
Fuck it. This fate's worse than death.
Excellent.
Oh, is he Irish? He sounds Irish. I don't think I've had an Irish character before.
Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the
He sounded a little bit like your British accent, so I think he might be Irish.
Does my British accent really sound Irish? I guess it probably doesn't sound British.
It depends on the word that you analyse within the sentence. So it kind of phases between Irish, British, Australian, a little
Jamaican.
bit of a little bit of South American in there. Yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah, so we picked up those tech points, so we can use them to unlock different upgrades. You've got a choice of 2 at the moment. So you've either got the spider bot, or you've got the ability to kind of cloak and hide for a short period of time.
I feel like my gut says I think that the cloaking would be better, but I don't know. If I don't pick the spider, I just simply don't have a spider, or I don't have the spider as well.
So if you don't pick the spider, you don't have the spider, but sometimes you may find one or lying around within the game world.
That I can
you can't
have.
rely on that. So the pros and cons of this choice are, if you have the spider bot, you can send the spider bot in for you in most situations, so you don't risk getting caught and getting into a fight in the first place, because your bot will just get destroyed.
But they will see the bot. It's not like an invisible spider. It looks like it draws quite the attention.
Yeah, so you will need the spider bot. So yes, the spider bot will draw attention, but they won't draw attention to you, just to the spider bot. The downside is that if you're in a situation where you can't use the spider bot and you have to go in person, then you have no kind of defense. So the cloak is good because you can hide in any situation.
I kind of want the cloak. Unless it sounds like you're giving me the choice, but my gut says this is what I want, unless the other is a huge advantage. I want to take whatever advantage I can get.
I'm not going to influence you too much, because I kind of want it to play out on your terms, so it's up to you.
All right. Well, then I'm going with the cloak.
Because one thing I've learned from watching Mitch guide you through Dark Souls is that he'll help you a little bit, but he won't tell you what to do. And I think it would be a mistake for me to tell you what to do. So.
All right. Well, thank you. I think there will come times where I beg you to just tell me what to do. Damn it! But I'll take it for now. So this is data, and these are things I collected. Probably not that important right now. Oh, here's team.
Yeah, they're just little collectibles and stuff. They give a bit of background story, but they're not important. Yeah, so here's his special ability. So the yellow gun is a stun gun, which is your default weapon. Every operative has a stun gun, which is just like a taser, non-lethal weapon. This guy also has a semi-automatic pistol. That's his special ability, so he has a lethal weapon as well.
All right. So if you don't have the special ability pistol, you can't use a pistol?
Correct. Unless you've unlocked one, you can buy weapons and stuff later on. But yeah, effectively, that's his special. He comes with a pistol. The other thing you can do is, if you go back on the team menu, for all your recruits, is you can get a bit of information on them. So you can see this guy, his name is Duncan. He's a counterfeiter. He was discharged from the armed forces for insubordination. You can see his age, you can see his occupation, and you see how it's got the the metadata and stuff that was recently done.
Searching for his birth parents.
Yeah, it's got a bit of backstory, but you can also like track people, like, because you're playing as him, you can't do it now, but you can track his schedule, so you actually see him around the game world, kind of going about his business. So it is possible to run into other people you recruited and stuff like that. It's a bit crazy how it works. It's like there's no actual NPCs in this game. They're all kind of characters in their own right.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's been executed in some ways it works and in some ways it doesn't. You'll see what I mean. But it's an ambitious concept for sure. Like
he spent 47,000 euros on a vacation. How much is that in American money?
Can we clarify one thing? It's not euros, it's pounds. Before we go any further. Pounds.
Thank you.
In American money, I would probably hazard a guess around 70,000 maybe.
What kind of vacation costs $70,000?
It's a lot of money, yeah. Like, I don't know where he went.
Like SpaceX? Did he take a ride to space? All right, so I guess I feel like I need to equip a new gadget on my operative and team. Okay.
Yeah, so if you go back on the team menu again.
Okay.
If you go back, so if you go to your gadget option, which is the third square on the right.
Oh.
So you can equip your new cloak gadget that you've that you've
We
unlocked
have
for
a
yourself.
sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask.
So I think
And while we're here, perhaps we
right
can talk
bumper
about
is to use your
updating
special
wardrobe.
ability. So
I
if
mean,
you tap
look at
right
you.
bumper,
Come on.
you should.
It's not
should
working for now. Maybe it's because we're in here.
Yeah, you might need to leave the bunker first.
And then we'll shop.
So the other thing we can do is yeah, you can buy new clothes and stuff like that. You don't have to. It's up to you.
I think he looks pretty good, but
He looks like Walter
yeah.
White with those glasses on.
He does a little bit. I don't know if I like those glasses that much. If I had a different option on frames, I'm taking them.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important
That is an
to know
ambitious
this.
choice, paired
You need
with
to
that
learn how to
jacket
throw
and
a
those
punch
trousers. But
and
fair enough.
No kidding.
Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we try to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec contact, not to mention a champion amateur boxer. Go to the practice ring and she'll show you how to stop flinching when someone cocks a punch at you.
I'll be right down. Could use the warm-up.
I've recently started watching Cobra Kai. I binged the first season over about, I'd say a 2-week. Have you seen Cobra Kai?
Couldn't have done that better myself.
I've not seen. Is it any good? What's it about?
Well, it's basically 30 years later from the Karate Kid. Have you seen the Karate Kid?
I've seen. Yeah. All right. Cool. That sounds pretty interesting.
Find the weak point.
Is it the same actors and stuff?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if every single actor's the same, but I haven't found one that wasn't the same yet. It's got Danielson. I don't want to spoil too much because I do suggest. Oh, that was awesome. How am I missing that? Nice.
Very nice.
Hold on, I gotta get out of this corner. Alright.
You're getting it.
Come on. Alright, got it. So, yeah, it's got the main... I would say the main two characters is the Karate Kid, Danielson. And secondly, the other main character is... Are you pretty familiar with the first Karate Kid?
Yeah, I remember watching the Karate Kid stuff when we were kids. It was a long time ago now. But
So at the end of the first movie, there is a like bully kind of karate character that wears like the black gi because he's from Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
He's the other main character, and basically after that fight, his life just goes down the toilet. Uh-oh. And it's
Has it actually
really
been 30
good
years since that film? I think it might be. I think it was about 30 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be real time. They both play themselves, and like they look like they aged exactly what it says. And I thought it was going to be a comedy show, and there certainly is some comedy in it, but it's just a great movie. And I was thinking of it because the guy that is from Cobra Kai, I forget his name, I'm terrible at that, but one of the times that he's getting his students in the dojo together,
I'm working out how we find Zero Day
I want to hear this.
Day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
So he gets everybody to line up to get them to stop flinching and take punches to the face, which I guess would work. And that kind of reminded me of because they were saying to get you to stop flinching.
Is that on Netflix then, or?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I think it might have started as a YouTube Red show back when that was a thing. And then it moved over to Netflix. I think there's 3 seasons. We just finished the first, and I know there's a second. I'm not sure if there's a 3rd season or not. But I highly recommend it. It's been really good.
All right, cool. I'll check that out then for sure. Sounds good.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
What's the plan, boss?
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries.
I don't know how
patrol
long
our
we've been
streets
recording for at
allegedly
this
to
stage,
keep
but
people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
this is probably...
Oldest trick in the authoritarian handbook. Make people afraid enough and they police themselves.
So we have
I
to
don't understand that accent. I really don't understand his accent at all.
that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
You know I am. Let's light this motherfucker up.
Brilliant. Let's get the people in London
I totally think they just changed his pitch. So, was that the end of the tutorial?
You did the voice acting. Yeah, pretty much. So we started. We've pretty much finished the tutorials now. We've got a few initial missions to start doing. So that's probably a good place to end it.
All right.
Yeah, I do have to ask. Did you voice act this character because like he sounds, his accent is insane. Like he doesn't sound even slightly.
It's a me. I want to do my British accent. Is that pretty good?
Okay, it wasn't quite that bad, to be fair. His was a bit better than that.
All right,
I can see why Ubisoft didn't give you the job. But yeah.
Honestly, us playing games together, I think over the next while, we'll make it so I can do a better British accent. We'll find out. We should do a beginning of walkthrough, end of walkthrough, British accent test on me. So I just did my first one.
You keep practicing, and then when we get to the final episode, we'll see if you've got any better at it. I'm not hopeful, but we'll see.
Well, that's just because you're a harsh teacher. I'm gonna impress my sensei. So obviously, people should know by now that if they haven't subscribed to GameFront, that they will never be notified as quick as they could about new GameFront content. I think right?
that is the rumor on the block. I believe.
Yeah. And anything else you want to say before we end the video?
No, just thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time, I guess.